The year is 2001. The Dreamcast is about to bankrupt Sega, but one more Sonic game is about to make its mark. Sonic Adventure 2, one of the highest anticipated Sonic games. It looked to be amazing in so many ways, but it could not save a dying ship. Sonic Adventure 2 was the last Sonic game released on Sega hardware, and with that, Sega was dead. Or so it seemed. Sonic came back with a vengeance on the GameCube as Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, being the first Sonic game to release on Nintendo hardware, marking Sonic's jump to being a third-party IP. Sonic Adventure 2 is an important game that means a lot to many people, so important that it's basically getting a movie adaptation with Sonic Movie 3. But how does it hold up today? Well, just about as well as this does. SA2's story is okay. Before you start throwing your tomatoes, just remember, I like this game. It has some cool moments and plot points, but it's kind of overrated. The story is filled with numerous plot holes, mainly because the developers were on a tight deadline and probably didn't have enough time to polish up the story. Well, do I have an excuse when I don't have enough time to finish my essay for school? Some examples of glaring plot holes would be, why would Gun go after Sonic when they most likely know that Eggman broke into their base and let out Shadow? Why would Eggman help Sonic in the last story if he was going to destroy the Earth anyway? He literally flips on a dime from trying to destroy the whole planet with the Eclipse Cannon, and then flip-flops to complaining that his grandfather wanted to destroy the planet with the Ark.
You do more flip-flopping than the mayor during campaign season!
Also, I feel like Shadow immediately turning into a good guy after remembering Maria's actual words is a little rushed. I feel like Shadow could have remembered some of the good times he had with Maria, as shown in something like Dark Beginnings, and he chose to give the people of Earth that happiness instead of doing it for someone else. And also, I have no idea how Amy triggered those words of all people, especially how it happens in the story with some insanely weird dialogue delivery, but the story overall isn't bad. I know I just spent all of this time complaining, and I somehow like the story. The story has a ton of cool moments. Sonic jumping out of the gun helicopter is one of the most iconic scenes in all of the Sonic franchise. Sonic teaming up with Shadow and going super is super hype, along with Shadow's sacrifice at the end of the game being wonderful. It's literally a shame that they brought him back in the next game, but whatever. When it comes to gameplay, Sonic Adventure 2 is interesting, to say the least. The game is split up into two campaigns, Hero and Dark. In the Hero story, you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and in the Dark story, you play as Shadow, Eggman, and Rouge, with Shadow and Rouge being newcomers. This roster of playable characters is pretty good. However, don't get too excited. We're not getting Tails' Flight or Shadow's Chaos powers, because while there's 6 playable characters, there's only 3 playstyles. Sonic and Shadow are speed-type characters. They both are basically modified Sonic Adventure Sonic in terms of gameplay, modified to be way worse. While they don't control bad or anything, when it comes to Sonic specifically, their gameplay suffers from putting all their moves onto one button. This game has numerous upgrades found throughout stages, whether it's the Bounce Bracelet, the Lightspeed Dash, the Flame Ring. All of these upgrades are fun for the most part, except why did they add frickin' hands as an upgrade? But the thing that sucks about it is despite the Dreamcast having multiple face buttons and 2 shoulder triggers, it only uses the only buttons it uses are A and B. A is jump and B is literally everything else. Why is this the case? Imagine a game like Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West. In that game, you have melee attacks, you can shoot a bow, there's action scenes where you need to jump around and grapple onto things, but you can only use the circle button in that game. That would be stupid, wouldn't it? While Sonic Adventure 2 isn't as bad as the hypothetical I made up, it still isn't ideal. However, the speed stage's design kinda makes up for it. They have some of the most iconic Sonic stages ever. City Escape, Metal Harbor, Radical Highway, Final Rush. This game is packed. However, iconic doesn't necessarily mean good. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is iconic. Does that make it fun? However, unlike Boom, these stages are genuinely fun. Multiple alternate paths mixed with spectacle and fun platforming. These stages are also enhanced by the addition of rails. Rails are plopped all throughout these stages and they're so fun to use. And they're not just pure spectacle like the modern games. They actually can be kinda challenging to get the hang of and are satisfying to nail and use correctly. I think I might actually like this game. Oh wait, I forgot, that's only a third of the game. For the rest of the game, you get to move around in a clunky tank and dig around as a hedgehog without teeth. While I'm being a bit exaggerative here, it's hard to deny the fact that the other playable characters certainly are nowhere near as fun as the speed stages. Starting with the mech stages, I think they're actually pretty well designed. However, Tails and Eggman control like a
2-pack of ass!
While the level design can sort of make up for the poor control, it does make the stages feel way less replayable. And the worst part is that I wouldn't mind this coming back in the future. If they made the controls fun, it could be a really fun callback to arcade-style shooters. Racking up points by chaining combos of enemies together to get the highest score possible could be really fun. However, the way they executed in this game required a lot more work that they didn't have the time to do. Then when it comes to the treasure hunting characters, I think it has the opposite problem as the mech characters. Knuckles and Rouge control great. Gliding around as them, climbing walls, and digging up treasure is fun. However, the level design, specifically in the back half of the game, is terrible. Mad Space, Death Chamber, and Meteor Herd are just a few examples of stages that feel like they can go on and on forever because of how much they suck. However, one thing that's consistent across every playstyle is the boss fights. The rival fights suck, mainly because they're way too easy and last 2 seconds. However, the non-rival fights are amazing. They utilize creative gimmicks and can be fun to take down. The only negative is how they reuse the same gun mech 3 times. While it would have been fine if you fought it once in the Hero campaign and once in the Dark campaign, you fight it twice in the Dark campaign. And I can't be the only one who thinks this is stupid. And this is me going off script here, but I just realized that I forgot to add the Chow Garden into the script. And I'm not going to add a whole section about this because I'm going to be completely transparent. I hate the Chow Garden. I think it's insanely boring, and honestly, don't care if they bring it back in the future or not. I could genuinely care less. Like, sure, I'd be happy for people who do enjoy the Chow Garden, but, like, it's not my cup of tea. That's all I'll say. When it comes to this presentation, holy crap, this is a step up from the one in Sonic Adventure. The cutscenes are so much better to look at compared to Adventure. While it still hasn't aged amazingly or anything, I'd still take this over whatever Sonic Adventure was trying to do. The visuals in general are also really great, especially compared to Adventure 1 again. It's kind of crazy how much they were able to upgrade the visuals on the same console generation within the span of like 2 years. However, not only are the visuals great, but it's one of the first 3D games to reach a full 60 FPS. It's definitely really cool that a game on the Dreamcast that didn't really have the time to reach its full potential was at least insanely optimized. On top of that, the soundtrack is also amazing. Whether it's the upbeat melodies of the Sonic stages, the grunge rock featured in some of Shadow's stages, or the best song in the game.
Ain't gon' let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel.
On top of all of these stage themes, there are some insane vocal themes. Each character gets their own theme, and they fit each character so well. The Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles each get their themes from SA1 Remixed, and I'm not sure if the remix themes from SA1 are better than the original, well, the remix versions in this game are better than the originals, but the original themes for the new characters are amazing. Specifically, Throw It All Away, which is Shadow's theme, and it's literally the best song in the game. No joke about it.
Darkness, the dozens in the dusk, throw it all away. No one can break you, nobody can tear you. You live an endless life forever. All the darkness, the dozens in the dusk, throw it all away. You see a light wherever you go. You have to face it again and again.
This is all without mentioning Live and Learn. Holy crap, this song is overrated. I understand the hype around this song. I was with every other Sonic fan in the theaters when they played that song during Sonic 3. However, compared to other Sonic themes, or even Crush 40 themes, it doesn't even compare. I mean, Night at the Wind, Open Your Heart, His World, Endless Possibility, Reach for the Stars, I Am All of Me, every song from Sonic Heroes easily surpasses Live and Learn. Still a good song, but nowhere near the best. This game could have been really good, and I mean really good. It could have been the best Sonic game, or even my favorite game of all time. I mean, there's a good base here. The speed stages are incredibly fun, the mech stages have great level design, the treasure hunting characters control great, the music is some of the best in any game, the visuals are pretty decent for the time, and there's a lot of good in this package. However, this game has plenty of flaws. The story, how the mech characters control, the treasure hunting level design. However, despite SA2's flaws, I still think it's a good game overall. A game that I have tons of fun with. While I wish it could be better, it's still a pretty good package overall. I'd give Sonic Adventure 2 a 7.4 out of 10. It's such a good game that's sadly held back by the fact that Sega was about to go bankrupt and rush this game out the door. If you enjoyed the content, then make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.